All right, guys, I think we're ready to go. Twitch is not going live, folks. And you know what? We set this up ahead of time. We set this up ahead of time for a reason, guys. It's the reason why you will see the often... Whoa. Facebook. The starting screen. When you're streaming just to one thing, you can just go live. Stream to like a couple of things. You gotta be sure everything's going. Everything's popping off fine. How you doing today, outdoor boys hunting? Dude, I'm in Texas, man. I want to go hunting. I want to be outdoor boys hunting, but yeah, I just don't do it. All my friends do it. I could do it. I could go hunting. How you guys doing, man? Snez, Burak, all the locals are coming in. Guys, today is More Openings Monday, and this is actually a selfish one for me. Why, you ask? Well, because I do already play the King's Indian Attack and the King's Indian Defense, and it's kind of the same setup with a lot of the same ideas. For those of you who are looking for one system that you can play with both colors, this might be for you. Things you have to remember. These system things like the London, right? Dude, I got crushed by a London the other day by one of you guys. Guy was rated 800. Didn't have a chance. I completely put myself in a horrible position. And he had an easy rucksack. And I mean, he did great. He totally outplayed me. I played bad, he played good, and he won with the system. But Hikaru says, when you're playing these games, you can't just put the... I hate when I do that. You can't just put the pieces on certain squares and be playing the best move. But when you're rated 500, 800, I bet even 1600, you can kind of just do that. And you'll be playing, you'll have the odds are you're playing the best move. If you don't, odds are your opponent won't punish you. We do need to think in the openings, but it can be an idea when you're learning to learn basic ideas to an opening that you can play for white and black. Adam Angle, longest running star streak ever on Facebook. Adam, how you doing with the 50, dude? Thank you so much. Billy Molinix, how you doing? You're trying to learn the Latvian Gambit. Dude, you have to memorize if you want to learn the Latvian Gambit, you're going to have to memorize a lot of moves, and you're going to have to learn a lot of ideas. But if you do, you can have very tactical games. And chess.com and their stats, they said, you seem to get a bad position out of the opening with this, yet you win most of your games. Well, you get a bad position because e4, e5, knight f3, f5, and white's already clearly better just by playing a dumb move. But white has like a couple of good moves. And then he has a couple of moves that look good but are bad. And then they have a couple of bad moves. Almost every move. And so usually the eval bar drops down into the black, and I'm not doing so good at the beginning because I played f5, I played a Latvian Gambit, and then it just gets better for me. And then I win or lose from there. But I very often, I start out with a bad opening, and I very often outplay my opponent in the opening based on brute force memorization and understanding ideas and being comfortable in the weird position my opponent is not. Those are things that matter. Billy says, finally beat the zombies map yesterday. Way too many steps. Wow, Billy, you beat it? You got to the end? That's amazing, man. Nico Taxi, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. I need an opening for white. TBH, the modern defense isn't playable on white. Well, don't they kind of have a variation of that? Gamer Slob, what's up, brother? British opening C3. Really? You're 1800 plus? Aaron, nice, dude. If you're 1800, you're a good chess player, man. I mean, we all want to get better. We're never as good as we want to be, and we'll never be the best. Well, you can be the best. If you're 5 years old and you're watching right now, you can be the best chess player in the world. You can. If you're 25 and you're 1500, it's okay to not start playing professional basketball when you're 25. It's too much to ask. It's too much to ask, right? You can get a lot better at basketball, though, at that age, right? You can start playing basketball when you're 25. You're still young enough to learn. You're still young enough to play. But it's okay that you're probably not going to just break into the pros. It's okay. What we need to do with chess is you have to beat the chess boss. And you know who the chess boss is? It's you yesterday. And if you can be better today than you were yesterday, you're beating the chess boss. You're improving. It's the most exciting thing to do. And your rating will go up. And if you max out at 1,800, but Arun's not maxed out. Arun's 1,800. He's going to 2,500. And that's totally doable. I don't know how old he is. But if you can just improve. So I play the King's Indian attack as white, especially against the French in the Caro-Can defense, which we're going to see. But I'm going to relearn, and I'm going to learn more, and I'm going to learn better, because I guarantee this study is going to show me things I'm doing wrong. Then you'll understand when you can flip the board over, and you can play the King's Indian defense as black, with very much the same piece placement, very much the same ideas. You're a tempo down. You're a tempo down. Billy says, took me 15 tries since buying the game to beat it. 15 tries? Is that like you beat the game? When you say you beat the map, is there another map right after and there's 10 maps total? Is this a campaign? What are we talking about here? You beat a game in 15 tries? You should make those videos, Billy Mullenix, where you buy the game and then refund it in 2 hours? Yeah. If black opens with a modern, white has the Austrian attack. The two knights classic variation or whatever. Yeah, SNES, I don't know that much about it. What's your rating against SNES? But the thing is, a lot of that, maybe what you're playing your modern against, you need to change. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Welcome to my study on both the King's Indian attack and the King's Indian defense. It's not my study. One thing about Lichess, sorry Lichess studies, the writer of the Lichess study, his name should be in the title. It should be huge right here. I don't want to push the backspace key because I don't want to miss it. This guy even gives supplemental study maneuvers, which is awesome. Because I always start to study and then I don't see what the guy's name is. But like I said, if I go back, I'm afraid I won't be able to find it because this is the one we want to look at. So when we're overdoing this, we'll go back to the beginning. This is the 18 chapter King's Indian attack. If you search for that in Lichess Studies, you'll see one that's 18 chapters. That's this guy. Okay? We'll get his name later, guys. Okay. Section 1 will be about the King's Indian attack. Here in KIA, Section 2 will contain KID, King's Indian Defense, next chapter. The King's Indian attack is a system used by white. This means the moves can be played at the player's discretion while ending up in the same places. Play E4 to continue. Hikaru would argue with this immediately. He'd say, do it then. Do it then. Play your system and put your pieces on the squares in any order you want to. You will most likely, if you just do it like that, not be playing the proper move order and hearing not the best move. You're a lower rated player and you like openings, it's too much. I just want to play chess. Well, then study the King's Indian attack and the defense like we're going to do right now. You'll get opening moves. You'll know squares for your pieces. You'll get ideas that you can apply to both white and black. And you will and if you play it all the time and study it, you will very often be in a familiar position. Billy says there's only one map so far. It takes about an hour per match. So sometimes two, depending on RNG. I see. Okay, so it took you that was a long grind. Once you beat the final boss, you can either quit out or continue on and exfil or die. What did you choose, Billy? Playing chess makes me feel like Humpty Dumpty. Dude, that's why it's very important that we all sit on the same wall. It doesn't really make sense, but I just wanted to make a Humpty Dumpty reference. Your rating's about 1,000 on Rapid. Yeah, that's cool, man. And you know, it's okay to be looking at openings and stuff. But if your rating's 1,000 and you just start doing puzzles for 20 minutes every day for like a month, you'll just be 1,100, 1,200. Your rating will just go up. It'll just go up. Play the same opening all the time. Find a stock opening. Like against E4, you want to play the French. E6, let's say. And then you continue to play that opening. over and over and over and over, and watch, dude, there's hundreds of videos on how to play the French Opening. Watch a new one every day. They might say things you already know. They might word it in a different way that you understand. They will reinforce things. If they're saying stuff you already know, they'll reinforce it. They'll say things the guy in the other video didn't say. Guys, there's so much value in watching. Like when I was trying to learn the Najdorf, a variation of the Sicilian, because FIDE Master David Bassett crushed my dragon, and even when I went to the opening database to find better moves, he still crushed my dragon. Can you believe that? I was going back and studying and working hard at memorizing stuff and looking and trying to figure out how to beat him. I just lose every time. He just beats the dragon. Will he beat Magnus with the dragon? Probably not. But I should be able to catch up by memorizing moves, looking at Grandmaster games. Dragon couldn't do it for me, so I had to switch to the Najdorf. And I was brute force memorizing lines from the database, and I was watching multiple Najdorf Grandmaster games and multiple Najdorf, what are they called? Videos. Billy says, I did it with zombie streamer named Crazy Shoot. Cool, so it's actually immortalized. He's pretty big. I continued in Xfield after we completed the boss fight. Dude, that is awesome, man. Good for you, Billy. Did he know he was with a rock star? Does Crazy Shoot even understand the value of the two-time? You're 300 ELO. Yeah, this could be great for you if you don't play openings. The King's Indian attack is a system used by white. That means that the moves can be played at the player's discretion. Again, like I said, I went on a tangent. While ending up in the same places. Play e4 to continue. We play e4. The King's Indian may also start with knight f3. This will be covered later. White's most common plan involves a central pawn push and a kingside attack. Yes, this happens a lot. This is a Alyekin's defense. Normally you push e5, knight d5, d4, d6, c4, knight b6, and pawn takes pawn. That is your main line Alyekin's defense. He was a great world champion, folks. I think he might have... Did he drink too much at the end, I think? I know Morphy did, but I think Alyekin might have too. But we want to play a King's Indian attack. So, find the best move for white. d3. Okay, here it already is a little bit inaccurate because d3 is not the best move for white. d3 is the best move for white if you want to play a King's Indian attack. But the best move for white, guaranteed, is e5, testing the knight and saying, I know the opening better than you do, Mr. Alyekin's defense guy. I've given him tips about zombies that he didn't know, so I'm a little respected among him and his followers. Yeah, dude, a lot of streamers have non-streamer friends like in their chat and stuff, and they'll be like looking at chat and they'll be asking questions. Everyone teaching the Aggie stuff in chat is not Gino or Bushy or Chris, or you know what I'm saying? A lot of them are just people that they just know more. And when he sees their name in chat and they see something, it's true. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're one of those guys. Okay, and why I gotta get over it. Why won't my Twitch go live? I have no idea. I said I gotta get over it offline. What is wrong with my Twitch? It could be possibly, wait for it. It could be, I'm gonna try shutting my restream off and restarting it. One more time. Shut restream off. And turn it on again. Okay, now I'm not going to worry about Twitch. Hey, guys, I care about my Twitch peeps. Okay, what would you play in this position? Well, I would play g3 or knight f3. Knight f3. White's expansion on the king side can lead black to perform an attack on the other side of the board, meaning my pawns are pointing this way. I'm going to be playing over here. Black shoves over here. And FIDE Master David Bassett did that exact thing to me before, guys. Okay, so it's a real thing. He's a very knowledgeable zombie nerd. That's great. That's great, man. Okay. White's expand... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. For example, putting a pawn on e5 gives you space and cut black in half. Yes, very often in the King's Indian attack, you push this pawn. Annoying. And the rook will come to e1 defending the pawn, and it's just a great annoyer. Next What would you play in this position? Well, I want to play a King's Indian attack. That involves knight f3, g3, bishop g2, castles, rook e1, knight bd2. The knight can come back to this square, f1, and jump up to either of these squares. You say, but there's a pawn there. I know, but we might end up pushing this pawn and drop the knight here. Or you could play this way, h4, and bring the knight this way. But the idea is white is, his pawns are pointing at the king. White is going to attack the black king. It's a pre-plan, okay? What would you play in this position? G3. This opening is especially well known for maintaining good initiative against the French defense. And I hate playing against the French main line. I used to have lines for everything. I had to learn a Wiener guys. I had to learn knight c3 and bishop takes knight. I had to learn it. You know, I had to memorize all these lines. I had to have a line for everything. Then when I stopped playing so much chess, I forgot a lot of those lines. And that was one opening I kept getting in trouble in. So I just started playing the King's Indian defense. This opening is okay, next space. What would you play in this position? Well, I told you guys, whenever you play g3 or to the pawn to fianchetto, you almost always fianchetto immediately after, and that's what we're going to do here. Okay, this guy hasn't, what's the word? He hasn't stumped me yet. What would you play in this position? Well, I don't know. There's green lines on my board, so I'm going to castle because I told you. If you're low rated and you can castle, it's almost always the best move, just castle. Billy says, ready to play COD with you again soon. Didn't really care for it at first, but I'm warming up. Dude, I think the gunfights are great. The guns feel good. The movement feels good. Hoping I can drop you new weapons that release in endgame. It's just like DMZ on MW2, but zombies are in it too. Dude, we should do that, Billy. This check's actually fun when you start to memorize lines of over 10 moves. That's like over 100 moves you have to remember. Well, you don't have to. Question is, how good do you want to get? And if you are studying endgames and you are doing puzzles and you know you're opening a few moves deep and the ideas behind it, and then you get to 1600 and you can't beat these guys anymore. Now you're stuck there. You're hard stuck at 1600. What do? Well, you have to take something to the next level. And if you keep studying endgames, they're probably not. Your rating will probably go up. If you keep studying middle games and the ideas behind your openings and getting more comfortable with the plans in your openings, and they're not, your rating will probably go up. And if you just brute force memorize more moves than they have, then your rating will probably go up. The funny thing is the memorization is probably the least way to make your rating go up. Unless you're getting stronger and you just keep getting terrible positions out of the opening. You know? You remember when I dropped you new guns? Dude, I do. Billy used to... What was that game called? I want to say it was called TMZ, but isn't that like the TV show? The tabloid TV show? What was it called? DMZ? Billy's like, there's this new gun, you gotta come in. So we would go into this Call of Duty type game, but it's an exfil, it's like Arc Raiders. We go in, we have to go to a certain place, we get the gun, he drops it to me, or maybe he already had it, but I had to go in, he drops it to me, then we have to get to the exfil, and we gotta get on a chopper and get out of there before we get slaughtered. And once we get out of there, I have the gun forever. And Billy did that with 2 different guns, at least 2 guns. DMZ, yeah. No, of course I remember that, Billy, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget it. It was fun, and it was, what's the word? It was caring. It was caring, folks. Billy's a cool dude. He's a generous guy. He's humble. He's generous. He's got a little bit of a winner's attitude. I kind of like that. And when he plays hard. That's pretty much what it is. You know? When you work hard. When you play hard. Billy, that's exactly Billy Mullinex, at least the way I see him. Do you know Yuri Averbach? Of course. Yeah, there's like an Averbach system in the King's Indian defense. I believe it has something to do with the pawn structure being closed. We might see it. Hi, I'm 1300 ELO, but I still don't know opening. How can I improve my chess? Please give me a solution. Thank you. Glows. This is a solution right here. Some people learn the London as white, because they just learn where the pieces go. And if you're really, 1300, you're getting up a little bit. But this is the King's Indian attack, and there is a King's Indian defense for black that has very much the same piece positioning and very much the same ideas. The King's Indian attack is fairly ambiguous move order, so those who don't want to drop or who don't want to drown in theory often opt to play for it. This is you. This is you, Glows. Plays E5. Okay. We play knight BD2. Now, in this position, you can play rook E1. You could play C3. You could play queen E2 even. But this is probably the most accurate. Developing a piece. You say, but it blocks your bishop. It does. But we have memorized and learned that it's okay. Congratulations. This is the King's Indian attack. If you look carefully, you will see that Black also played the King's Indian defense. He played the same thing, guys. Wow. I love that. I love that at the end. Okay, so here's the idea. Wait. We can't just jump. Okay, so that's a King's Indian attack. Here we will see it against the French. King's Indian attack is a system, so a main line is practically non-existent. E4. Black will be playing the French. Watch out. E6. Now, this is the French I hate, guys. D4, D5, and they play C4, and they attack my center, and they attack it a bunch of times, and I get in trouble. I used to know how to hold it. I don't want to bother memorizing a bunch of stuff. I'm like, oh, I have ideas to play the King's Indian attack, so I'll just do that. He's attacking my pawn. I simply go here. The knight is supporting the pawn. Okay, that I skipped his analysis. Now, if pawn takes, and then they'll play like knight f6, and they keep looking, thinking they can. If they sack the knight for my pawn, they get to take my queen, and I trade and I can't castle. But they sacked it. They sacked a knight. There's nothing there, guys. Here comes a knight. Now, very often, Stockfish should probably say to play e5 in a lot of these positions. Transposing e5, knight e7, d4, c5. Again, knight c6, queen b6. It's an advanced French. I don't want to be there, so I'm not pushing e5. I probably should. Hikaru would say you have to, Charlie, or else you're going to be playing bad chess. What would I do in this position? I'm going to develop my pieces. Good move. Okay, now I'm gonna set up my King's Indian attack. You understand? There's no threat here. Takes, knight takes, knight takes. I can't castle, but he loses a knight for a pawn. He can't do it. It's dumb. Okay, now we're gonna get developed. Just develop, and there's your King's Indian attack setup. Knight B D2, knight F3, E4, E4 D3, play G3, bishop G2, and castle. We're there. Now I want to play C3. Nicely done. From here, you're going to want to push the C pawn to C3. What did I say? And move your D and E pawns up to attack. However, Black will probably take your E pawn if he does take it with the knight. Okay, next chapter. Versus the Sicilian. Practice the King's Indian attack. Black will play the Sicilian. Okay, your turn. E4, C5, knight F3. It wants me to play D3. Okay, whatever. Knight F3. It says they can be random. It doesn't want me to take. G3? Okay. If it doesn't matter, it can't be wrong. But the idea is, see the setup I'm going for. Putting the pawns here. If he pushes, we just defend the pawn. We just defend the pawn with the knight. Good. Bishop. It's a bridge to nowhere. It's threatening nothing right now. We want to castle. So let's castle. What would you play in this position? Castle. It's always the best move, guys. Knight BD2. I remember what I told you about the C pawn. It wants to play C3, and it can. And very often, I used to play C3 and Queen C2, but then I saw some stronger player games, and they would play C3 and Queen E2. Lois, how you doing? Pretty spot on ideology. Work hard and play hard. That's it, man. And you know what the problem is? It's hard to play hard if you don't work hard, because then you got no money to play hard, right? And it's also hard to work hard. Well, it's kind of hard to work hard when you play hard. Depends on how you're playing. Either way, point is, yeah, work hard and play hard. It means live life to its fullest. When you're going to work, focus on your work, give it 110% and work hard. And then clock out or stop working, whatever it is that you do. And then when you're going to play, enjoy your life, man. Work hard and play hard is is one of the greatest ideologies I've ever heard. Hola, everyone. Hey, what app is this? Dennis Eldridge. This is Lichess. This is Lichess. Hi, Ricky Sad. How you doing? Welcome back, man. Kiara, how you doing? Welcome back. I feel like I've seen you before, right? The worst thing to do in life is to take your work to your home. Yeah, it can be. It can be. Unless you want to get ahead of the guy that doesn't. All right? You know what I'm saying? It depends. It kind of depends. Sometimes when you're the man, when you're the dad, or the single mom, the breadwinner, you have to bring your work home. There's not going to be enough food if you don't. The best situation is not to have a position like that in your life where you cannot check out. People that have their own businesses, it's almost impossible not to think about taxes while you're laying in your bed. It's almost impossible to think about that employee that's giving you problems that may not show up at work tomorrow and the job's not going to get done and then the client's going to be mad and you're going to lose money. It's almost impossible not to. So yeah, it's nice if you cannot bring your work home with you. IRL, if you work at Starbucks, clock in, clock out, right? Like for instance, I worked at a machine shop. My brother-in-law owned the machine shop and I cared about him and I cared that he did well and I cared about the business. But they had this little thing that was called a clock. And like, I worked so many places where I had no time card. I'm either working on commission or I'm working when I went to manage my uncle's entire production facility at his upholstery shop. There was like 7 employees that I was going to manage and run the production. And one of the other owners on my first day said, "I'll get let me get a time card set up for Charlie." And my uncle said, "No, time card?" He goes, "Charlie, what? 8 to 4? Is that good?" I said, "Yeah, 8 to 4." He said, "All right, 8 to 4." That was it. He trusted me. He didn't want me to have to walk over and click a time card. But when I worked the time card at the machine shop, I'm not working till I click that thing. But once I click that thing, I'm giving 110%. I'm working an honest day's work. And then when I click it, it's like a thing. It shuts it off in my brain. I walk out and I'm not working anymore. I'm not thinking about, oh man, tomorrow I gotta get that one job done by noon so I can take my lunch and then I could start the other one. I'm not thinking all that because I clocked out. A time card is a beautiful way to leave your work at work. It is. It's not always capable. My uncle probably knew that, actually. I'll ask him about it. He probably knew it. He's like, oh, no. If Charlie clocks out, then when he clocks out, he's going to clock out. But if he doesn't clock out, he's going to go home and lay in bed and go, okay, Dionisio has to do the sofa. We got time on those chairs. We'll push them till next week. And I'm like working off stream. You know what I'm saying? No, he wasn't trying to take advantage of me, folks. He was trying to treat me like family instead of an employee, which you guys can imagine how good that feels, right? Well, there's things with any job where accountability comes into effect. Yeah, that is very true, man. Accountability, that's what it's all about, man. How you doing, Ricky said? The worst thing to do in life is to take your work home. Yeah, it can be, but I don't know, man. Like I said, it depends. It depends. Remember what I told you about the C pawn. It wants to play C3. C3 does a lot of things because bishop G4 and knight D4 can come with pressure. C3 doesn't block my knight from developing. Why not? Because we've developed it on D2. It blunts the naughty dragon-looking King's Indian defense bishop, and it keeps the knight out, right? And it gives squares. So C3 is a move. Oh no, black is going to push the B pawn. How do you stop it? Well, he's gonna. I don't know. How do you get rid of the arrows? Lichess. It's a lot of arrows. Well, how do you stop it? You stop it by playing A4. But do I want to? Black will probably react to your center expansion by launching a queenside attack. Okay. But now from here you say, well, yeah, but what do I do here? Ideas from here are rook E8, On bishop g4, you could play h3 and make it go away. Or, because it can't back up, because he's fianchettoed, right? He'll lose the bishop to g4. I see queen e2 a lot of times, rook e1. The knight can come to c4 and back to this square and look at d5. A lot of times you'll push this pawn, bring the knight back, and like push the other pawn. Now you get, and then you start attacking over here. The knight comes here. I talked about moving this pawn, right? Like rook e1, knight f1. And then if the bishop comes, you play this move, he comes back. You push the pawn to g4, and now this square is available for the knight. And then when these pawns roll up, the knight is covering the square. It's bringing pieces. Here's a fun plan, okay, for beginners, even for intermediate players if you want to. I tell people, put your pieces near your opponent's king. It makes them nervous. Julian says there's someone who could be having the worst week ever. There's a difference between needing to be lenient because life situations happen for that person and someone who's just flat out lying. Yeah, oh yeah. There's all kinds of differences, Julian. Yeah. Absolutely. Sometimes people have real life drama and trauma in their lives. And that still can cost your business a lot of money if that person can't show up. But now then maybe that's on me. Maybe we have too much, we're reliant too much on that one person, right? So I might, as a manager, might need to say, okay, well, he's the only guy that can do this job. Well, we need to get we need a backup for that. We need to hire a guy that can do that job too. That way, if the first guy starts making problems, real or imagined, then we can still get through. You know what I'm saying? It's rough, man. Dealing with employees, managing is really hard because people have lives. People's kids get sick. They have lives. People's knees go out. They have lives. And it's so hard to keep the machine running when one of your gears doesn't show up that day. All right. I did it, guys. I did it. Was I good at it? Probably not. I did better at it at my small upholstery shop when I just had a few employees. Much easier to manage. I could be a lot more personal with them. If I feel like they're taking advantage of me, I just fire them and work double shift for a week or two till I get another person. I don't care. I'll do that. I did that my whole life. So, it's easier to manage, right? But when you got 7 people, and 2 of them are cutting and sewing, and they both don't show up that day, things slow down. But real life happens, man. And you got to understand that too. You got to understand real life happens. Sometimes someone's real life happens too much to where it's like, I love you and I want to help you, but I can't. But my business is going to fail if I just keep subsidizing your life. It's not always, every business doesn't make a whole bunch of extra millions of dollars to cover one person when they're having some problems. Every business doesn't. Sometimes I'm barely squeaking by. I got kids. I got to pay my rent. I barely have enough to pay my rent. What do? You know what I'm saying? It's rough. It's rough, dude. In smaller business, it was easier for me to manage because less people. Black will probably... Oh, yeah, we got that. Okay, next chapter. Okay, versus the Caro-Kann. Here's the thing. We saw this against the Sicilian defense. We saw it against a symmetrical King's Indian defense. And now we're going to see White set up the King's Indian attack against the Caro-Kann. Yes, there was a T. You will try the King's Indian attack again, this time against the Caro-Kann. The KIA, that's a King's Indian attack, is known for being better against the French because the French starts with E6, right, blocking this bishop. While playing against the King's Indian attack, Black will want to go to E5. Okay, so yeah, by playing E6 at the beginning, it's better for us. But when we play E4, they want to play E5 and play a King's Indian defense against it. While playing against the King's Indian attack, Black will want to go E5. And the French Black already played E6, so he would play E5, losing a whole tempo. That's a move, guys. Caro-Kann does not have this problem because it starts with C6, preparing D5, and E5 can come later, right? Okay, my turn. E4. Gotta shut the heater off, guys. It's too much! By the way, guys, I got a freezing warning. It's going to freeze tomorrow. C6, we play D3. We're setting up our... Okay, now he's threatening to take. But I can play this way. Now, if takes, I take with the pawn. He gets E4, we probably attack the pawn, for sure. Good move, thank you. What would you play in this position? Well, here's the thing. G3, bishop G4 could be a thing. But if we're going to go for the King's Indian, we kind of need to. But I'm telling you, Stockfish might play bishop E2. Good move. It wants us to play the system, guys. What would you do in this position? You know the next move. We already started the fianchetto. He's not threatening anything. Make a Castello, folks. What would you play in this position? Well, you can castle. Probably the best move, right? Of course. Okay. You're now in the King's Indian position. Remember what I told you about the C-pawn. Yeah, but it's not necessary right now because no knight is jumping to these squares. My queen is not coming out here. I don't know that this is the best move. Maybe we're worried about this. I'm cool with them playing this. Oh, but rook e1 pushing. Now the rook's on this file, not on the f file, which is where we're going to push. My turn, find the best move. It wants c3. Good, that's fine. We'll play it. From here, you can move your rook to e1. Continue your center attack or take the d pawn. If you move your rook, you can reroute your knight to e3. See, rook e1, and then the knight comes back to f1. That's a key thing to remember. Rook e1, knight f1. Then the knight can either come to this square or e3, looking at f5 and e5, right? Next chapter, King's Indian attack ideas. This is where we're going to learn something. Yeah. Oh, you've been a sous chef for line cook, or line cook is a place where you learn how important teamwork is. Oh, I can't imagine in a kitchen. Billy says, read my previous comment. I'm the guy that always does the job. I always somehow mess up and become important at my workplace. Yeah, feel. Yep, you got the people that take care of it, hair. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, other people will take advantage of that. Or they'll just be slackers or incompetent. And then you end up doing extra work and adding extra value to cover for their mistakes. And the problem with that can be when it goes unnoticed. Because I'm making the same money that Billy Bob over there is making, but Billy Bob isn't doing his job. And I'm doing more than is expected of me. Right? And when that goes unrecognized, that can be tough. That can be tough. Okay. Ooh, we have a game. Dude, now here's where we're going to get ideas. You guys understand the setup. E4, D3, knight BD2, G3, bishop G2, knight F3, castles, rook E1, the knight can come to F1, C3 very often, the queen can come this way or this way. And that's our basic setup. And it's going to be the same way for black, guys. Okay? First, the Zukertort opening, knight F3. D5. Now, if he plays knight f6, keeping the position symmetrical, is the most flexible reply to knight f3. At grandmaster level, this is a very popular move and has been preferred response of Anand and Kasparov. G3, D5. But wow. But now you don't get your e4 in. I would try and get my e4 in. Okay. So, D5. G3. Beginning of the King's Indian attack, knight f6. Now, we don't have our... but here's what we're going to do. We're going to play D3, knight BD2, and then push e4 when they stop it right out of the opening. Billy says, I'll be 32 on the 9th, and I'm already basically taking on the company. Everyone I work with retries within 5 years. I'm getting great just thinking about it. Wow. Julian says, well, my friends would give me extra work so I wouldn't talk to them too much in the workplace. Which for me, that is to do with my ADHD. And it has to do with me slacking off. Even if I decided to slack off too much, I always made up the work. That's cool, man. The worst thing to do in life is take your work home. Got that? Are you gay? Because you look like a gay. Benzel. Why? First off, why does that matter? Like, you got to read the room, brother. You got to read the room. I don't happen to be gay, but if I was, it would be none of your business. And that's not the first question you ask when you meet somebody. Hard ban, because this guy doesn't know how to act. Hide user on this channel. I don't hate the gays. I don't hate anybody I don't know. Yeah. Get to know you. I might not like you. Kind of like you, for instance. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Where is Benzo so I can ban him? Billy, he was on YouTube Vertical, but I already got him, dude. I'm sorry, brother. Benzo Marquia. Yeah. He's young. He'll grow up. Grow up, brother. Get it. Then you can hang out with big kids. Okay? Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Don't give him too much screen time, because that's what he's looking for. Okay, beginning of the King's Indian attack. Knight f6, strictly speaking, this is somehow the King's Indian attack starts not like e4, right? Like I showed, I'll remind you that King's Indian attack is a system and a move order can be interchangeable. See, I was just talking about this. We didn't get d3 and e4 yet. You say, we're not playing a King's Indian attack. No, we are. We're going to play d3, knight bd2, and then play e4. Interchanging the moves, right? If c6, I guarantee it's knight, bishop g2, knight f6. What do you guys think? Castles? Of course. You just keep playing your King's Indian attack. Anyone's sexual preferences is their own business. It's so funny. It's so weird. But I don't want to make that the theme of the stream. It's so weird to me how people make such a big deal about that. Whereas I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you're into, Billy. You're my friend. I don't need to know you on that level, so I don't need details. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is everyone so worried about what everyone else does in their private? It's weird. It's just weird to me. It's weird to me. Find a better reason to pick people apart. Yeah, hopefully the guy grows up, Billy. Thank you for being on the ready to go and do the ban, but I dropped the hammer myself. Okay, so this is c6 line. We are back to knight f6, bishop g2, castles, d3, knight bd2, and there you go. And see, we just never had e4 in on move 1 or move 2, yet we have the same structure. If pawn takes, pawn takes. Knight takes doesn't do anything. It loses the knight. Knight c6. c3, keeping the knight out, right? Remember that c3, keep the knight out. So maybe when the knight comes to c6 is when you really focus on c3, and it makes sense, and I've felt that in games before, but it doesn't hurt to talk about it again. All right? When the rook comes to e1, there's actually a better move here. You play e5. e5. Knight comes back. Rook e1 defending. If he attacks it, you can defend it again. You can defend it again, or what do? You could play knight, I think, because of the pin, maybe. But these are the ideas, and now you see white is set up in that exact position. This, okay, we got most of that. Let me get the board back to normal. Carlsen versus Nakamura, just a game. We're going to enjoy this, but watch what, someone gets banned, someone gets subbed. It's a policy. Did you, don't tell me you gifted one, because I don't see the alert. Why did you switch to Lichess? 7 rings. That's a great question. I did not switch to Lichess. Boy, guys. I had the heater on, and there's a freeze warning tonight, yet it's so freaking hot in here. No, I'm going to shut the heater off in the other room, too. So, this is Lichess, and they have these free studies. People put together studies to teach you certain things. Openings, Grandmaster games, I guarantee there's all kinds of opening studies or studies now on Daniel Naroditsky, who passed away. So people put a bunch of his games together. And you can go over the games. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the stuff that chess.com has is behind a paywall. Therefore, I pay for a Diamond membership, so I have access to it all. But I can't put it on my stream because that's not fair to chess.com. Because then why would you pay money for the extra content if you could just see it here for free? I could even charge money for it. That's against the law. It's against the rules. It's against the rules. Guys, this is Carlsen playing white against Hikaru Nakamura playing black. Watch Carlsen play a King's Indian... Oh, Hikaru might be playing the King's Indian defense. Let's see. Yeah, so... Okay, so this is Nakamura playing a King's Indian defense, which is kind of weird to me that we were talking about that, because this isn't a King's Indian attack proper. But let's just get through this and see how Carlsen most likely destroys Hikaru. Did you gift one? It didn't alert, man. It didn't alert. I'll tell you this though. When I turned on my OBS today, a couple of alerts popped. Howard E. Anderson III has followed. Well, he's followed for 5 years. That guy's a very old school follower. But he might have got tricked. You know, they have a little trick to trick people to unfollow the page. Do you want to see less of Charlie Sardo Gaming? And really big, it says yes. And a really small, no. And you see Charlie Sardo Gaming, yes. But it said less. And it tricks people to unfollow the page. 1,000%. So he refollowed. And that happened off stream. And there was another one that came right after that. Great support of a stream. Maybe it was this one. I'm not sure if it was this one. It might have been the Twitch. Might have been the Twitch follow. But, yeah, so hopefully it pops. Hopefully it pops. I don't know what to say. But thank you, Billy, for the like. Or for the, guys, here's what you got to do. Look here and see if you have a gifted sub. Check your bell notification on Facebook and see if you have a gifted sub. You might have one. Or you can click the sub button, which is that little badge with the heart on it, the sub button. You could click that and it'll say, Billy Mullenix gifted you a free subscription to Charlie Sardo Gaming. Then you can accept it. You have access to the Chess Workshops, behind the scenes footage, and more. Yeah. So I didn't switch to Lichess as much as I come here to do the studies. Now, I do a lot of studying on chess.com, but like I said, I can't show that stuff. Okay, trading... That's a really good knight. This is a really bad bishop. Hikaru might be better based just on this knight. What do you do with this bishop? Like play h4 and bishop h3 or something? That way at least it looks at squares. Right now it's practically a big dumb pawn. Hikaru is attack king. f4. f4 to try and get the bishop out maybe? Okay. His pawn is backwards, but he's not easily attacked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And, oh, the rook is hanging. Okay. So Magnus has to take. Takes. Queen. Takes. And at the end... Queen check. But Black resigns because he left the rook hanging. This, I think, was a better example of the King's Indian defense. My guy who created the... Okay, this is Fabiano Caruana versus Magnus Carlsen. Look what he's doing. Look, but he plays c5, though. To me, that's not a King's Indian attack. This is Fabi playing white. The knight didn't come to knight bd2. It's more of a is this like a like transposes to like more of like an English or something, right? Okay. This is Fabi playing Magnus. Okay, the knight comes. Knight's looking at this square. He's looking at this pawn. Rook comes. Okay, takes. Winning a pawn. Magnus won a pawn. Poor Fabiano. He's down a pawn. Billy says, I'm all for people following this wonderful stream. In all honesty, I can say that this... Hey, Jerry Vasquez, sub on YouTube. Jerry, thank you, man. Guys, be like Jerry. Sub on YouTube. I stream chess 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday at 3 p.m. CST. We do more openings Mondays, which we're doing right now. We're learning the King's Indian attack system and defense for white and black. What? Yeah, 1 study time, 2 openings, white and black. And then Tactics Tuesday tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we have our weekly tournament. And then Thursday, I play against viewers. I play against you guys. And look at my tournament games from Wednesday. It's the greatest schedule I've ever had, guys. But it should be, right? You play ED5 and after Queen recaptures side of open with tempo, and I'm implying black is stupid and wasting moves. But then he can't do the Indian, right? I'm not sure. I missed that right when you said it. Hey, Rich, how you doing, man? Welcome back, or welcome to the stream. I don't recognize your name. Rishi, so you're new, but I'll remember you next time. Because I don't know anybody named Rishi Bhatta Charji. So we're just kind of going over these kind of quick now. Magnus is coming in. Fabiano hits the knight on f5 very strong. There was some mate threat. Queen comes back, threaten the mate. We take a full knight, but trade, knight. Now, black is up an exchange and a pawn. Looking at the dark squares. He's seeing all these dark square weaknesses. So he comes here, plus dominating the file. Rook can't attack it with the rook. He can't even black it with the queen. Yeah. So this move here says, I got this whole file, still looking at your knight, and I'm looking at infiltration scenarii. Okay, here. Check. Oh my God, he... attacks the queen. Attacks the queen. And it's a tactic. So this is probably like a blitz game. Because it's check, and he can't take with the queen. So he takes, and then check. And now Magnus made a mistake. And then it just showed the end to show the checkmate. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, we have just looked at the King's Indian attack. Now we are going to look at the King's Indian defense and how it is similar to the King's Indian attack. Julian's playing chess right now. Cool. Lois New says, I love spending time with you going over the openings. I don't have time to study openings. There are so many. Going over the popular openings and most importantly discussing them is so helpful. Thank you. Lois, you are so welcome. Now, you can imagine what this is going to look like, right? E5, D6, G6, Bishop G7, Knight F6, Knight BD7. Maybe a Rook E8, maybe C6. It's the same thing on the other side of the board. The King's Indian defense is a hyper-modern opening and a reverse of the King's Indian attack. Let me drink coffee. Hyper-modern means, does anyone know what hyper-modern means? It's just a term they came up with a long time ago, whereas traditional openings, you wanted your pawns in the middle of the board. Occupy the center and control the center. Whereas E4, C5, I'm not playing a center pawn forward. E4, C5 says I'm controlling the center from the side. I might play G6, put a bishop here, and control the center with pieces without occupying it. That is hyper modern. Still probably hundreds of years old when they started playing like this. But originally, people didn't do that. People occupied the center with their pawns. Good day, Rhodes. How you doing, man? Thank you for subscribing, Jerry Vasquez. Love you, man. Guys, you guys have no idea how pumped up I am right now. You probably can tell. I don't know. I have a gig on Friday night with a really good band. Oh, I played a gig Friday night. A buddy of mine called and said, I need a guitar player. Can you cover this gig? And first answer was, I can't. Because I just couldn't. I was probably going to stream, or it's my night off, but I have to take my Friday night either to work on the stream or to take Courtney out to dinner or do something IRL. I have to. There's only so much time in the week, right? I couldn't commit to Friday. But then after talking about it, thinking about it, I thought, you know what? I can do it, and my buddy needs a guitar player. So what do? I call him back. Can you fill a spot yet? He said, nope. I said, I got you, brother. So I went and hung out with two guys I've been friends with since I've been to Texas. Two guys that have been my friends for 18 years here at Texas. And another cool dude that's become my friend in the last, 3 years or something. Played music with those guys. And so it was fun. We were cutting up on stage. We were making jokes. We were jamming out, playing some fun songs, and we had a great time. So that was Friday, and then I have another gig this coming Friday with this other amazing band at this amazing venue. It's just a great gig. But I posted today on my Charlie Sardo Band page, the Charlie Sardo Band on Facebook, an event that I had a great idea. There's a I know this isn't chess, guys. This will be quick, but there's this club I used to do my open mic at called the Buchanan Dam Beach Club, and my friends owned it. And I did the open mic there for a few years, and it was so much fun, and it was a cool vibe. So my open mic now, I've been running at Brass Hall for 5 years. A lot of those people come to my open mic. And I said, I was thinking about having a beach club reunion right here. And then people will come. The people that don't come now, they'll come for the reunion. Everyone's like, I'll be there. I'll be there for that. I'll be there for that. So I made about a 30-second reel with the times and the dates and some pictures. And then I made an event on Facebook. I spent about an hour and a half on the reel last night, and I spent about an hour and a half today uploading the reel correctly with all the proper hashtags and information, creating the event, doing that correctly, running an ad on the event, setting the audience for the people in the area. Do you know what I'm saying? And I got 2.5 hours into that so far, but I still have to get on my phone and message the people still have their information and say, dude, you got to come on the 9th, man. We're doing the Beach Club reunion. And I've got videos we made at the Beach Club. The owner's going to put them on the big screen. It's going to be great. I'm just so excited about it. It's like you guys probably can't all relate to that, but I'm telling you, I'm excited about it. So I always am excited about this. I love doing the Monday opening thing. I've been excited about this because I'm learning too. Tomorrow night's my open mic. Wednesday night's tournament day, right? Thursday night had an event that got canceled, which means good. We can stream Gaming After Dark. And then Friday I got my great gig. And then next week, Tuesday, is the Buchanan Dam Beach Club open mic reunion at a different venue at my Brass Hall open mic. So I'm just excited about it, man. I'm excited because the minute I posted the event, people started clicking, going. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've got a lot of great things happening. Plus, we're playing gaming tonight, Elden Ring or something. Wednesday we've been doing Dark Souls 3. That's so much fun. If you guys lost the After Dark gaming videos for you people on Facebook, we moved them to YouTube and Twitch. So follow me on YouTube and Twitch for the gaming stuff After Dark. Chess, I do across all platforms, except for Twitch, which just would not go live today. I'm not going to let it bother me anymore. Okay. The King's Indie Defense is a hypermodern. Okay, we said what hypermodern was. Hypermodern means that black is giving up the center in exchange for a strong defense with the idea of undermining the center later. Okay, I've never heard it worded like that, and I think that's because he's trying to teach you something, and I don't know what this guy's rated, so I would not say that. I would not define the hypermodern means that black is giving up the center in exchange for a strong defense. That doesn't make sense. That sounds like someone who's trying to make up words to be smart about chess. Let's make it better for him. Hypermodern means that black is giving up the center in exchange, or giving up the center with the idea of undermining the center later. Much better. Much better. Good job, guys. D4, what do we play? What do you guys think to move here? We can't play E5 and D6. D6 could be a move, 1000%, transposing later. D4, knight f6. That's your move. Okay, the Indian defense. C4, G6. Knight C3, what do we play? Every time we go to fianchetto, almost every time, unless they attack a pawn or a knight, unless we're going to lose a knight or something, you fianchetto. You play G6, you play bishop G7. Unless you have to do something else. Unless now you can't leave. Where's my Daniel Abbott? Billy Molinick says, as us tradies would say, living the dream. Yeah, Dave Joyce, how you doing, dude? Thank you for the 100 stars 5 minutes ago. I had to be on a rant. Dave Joyce, thank you for the stars for the 100. How are you doing, man? Yeah, man. Rhodes is here chilling. Rhodes is probably at work. I asked, what would you do if you play 4 and black responds with D5? If you play 4, I don't know what it means. Oh, E4, D5. E4, D5, you just take the pawn and you can't control it. You can't play a King's Indian attack in that position. E4, D5, you take the pawn. They're playing a Scandinavian or a center counter, and it's no big deal. You need to learn a line for it. Knight C3 and D4. Yeah. Bishop C4 very often. They play Bishop G4. You can play H3. They play Bishop H5. You can literally play G4. But that weakens my king. Yeah, but we found in that position, it's not so big of a deal. Guys, I'm going off on the Scandinavian. Okay, King's Indian defense. He plays E4 now. We play D6 in this position, and I'm going to tell you why. You only play D6 in a King's Indian defense, I've noticed, when you need to. Your knight has nowhere to come. He's threatening E5. Oh, he's threatening E5. If you play D6, he can still play E5, but after takes, your knight can jump here, attacking the pawn again. The bishop is now open with threats. So D6 is the move here. The correct move here is D6, do not castle. If castles, he'll push the pawn, and your knight has to go somewhere bad. He could come to H5, and it's trapped. It could come to G4, H3, it could come back here. Yeah, it can. Now your knight's on the rim, and he's got all the space. You know what I'm saying? You have to play D6. You have to play D6 here, guys. But that's an idea that you learn when you have to play D6. And there's so many openings. And I see Bobby Fischer do it, because Bobby Fischer used to play this King's Indian defense, I believe. And there's so many. If it was Bobby, it was someone else. But the point is, if they didn't play E4, let's say played knight F3, you just castle then. Because you don't have to play D6, because he's not threatening E5. You play D6 when you have to, okay? And you say, but how do I know when I have to? Well, you don't want to let him play E5. Bishop G7, D6. Now you can castle. Here's the idea of castling. You ready for this? Push the pawn. If takes, queen takes, now the rook can take. Once that opens up. You say, yeah, but then he can play knight takes. Yeah, but then I can play knight takes. And my bishop is attacking his knight. You'll see it. You're going to see it. This is getting more into King's Indian defense themes, because it is. We're a move behind. Okay, now castle. I'm going to castle. This position is part of a classical King's Indian defense. White has an expensive pawn trio. Expansive. I thought it meant expensive, but you know what? Expensive. It took 3 moves to get that big center. We only spent 1 move on our center, but our center is... It's not non-existent. We control a little bit, right? But white has a clear domination of the center, but we're going to attack it with moves like C5, and if he pushes, then E6. Chopping up the center. Okay, white has an expansive pawn trio, which black is planning on attacking. White must brace himself, because black's counteroffensive in the center of the board is about to start with E5. And E5 is what I was saying earlier. You play E5. And we'll see. Pawn takes. Look at it with your brain. Pawn takes. Queen takes queen. Rook takes. Knight takes pawn. And my knight takes his E4. Discovering attack on his knight. And black is fine, because the center's gone. And he's wasting multiple moves with multiple pieces. And our bishop is alive. Like number Johnny 5. Daniel Abbott, I was talking about you earlier. Well, you mean knight back to e8? No. No. Castles, e5, knight back is not good because you're undeveloping your knight. You know what I'm saying? I think it's not good. You just played d6. Just let your bishop out. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and you don't have to let them play e5 without making them suffer for it. Yeah. Next chapter. King's Indian Petrosian. Okay. What would you play in this position? d4. We're playing a King's Indian defense. We play knight f6. Good move. What would you play in this position? c4. We play g6. Good move. Well, we fianchettoed, so let's fianchetto, right? That's the best move. e4, again, what are we talking about? You do not want to let him push. So we play d6. Now, we make a Castello. What would you play in this position? It wants e5. Now, he pushed by. Now, here is where we start learning plans. When they shove by here, you see where my pawn's pointing. They're pointing that way, which it makes it, that means we're going to have a good day. It's going to be fun. We're going to attack his king. Billy says it was my first Thanksgiving without my grandpa this year. Oh, Billy, man, I bet. Rough for you. Sorry about that. Been squirreling a little too much. Yeah, we got to keep ourselves in check. Not too much, but more than enough. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You're a professional. You've been there before. You know how to tighten it up, Billy. Okay. We got everybody. Got to be careful during the holidays. During the holidays in bad times is when we got to really watch ourselves, folks. The Petrosian variation in this, white shoved the d-pawn to prevent black from moving knight c6 and to launch an attack on the queen side. Black wants to attack the king side or stop white's attack. Now, but see, you might say, why does black want to attack the king side? Well, I'll tell you. Because we don't have any great breaks over here on the queen side. Black doesn't. How do you erase all of the arrows? How do you erase them? Do I have to unmove them? No. There should be one. Okay. It said black wants to attack white's king. You say why? I'm going to tell you why. When you want to know which side of the board you want to play on, look where your pawns are pointing. Your center pawns. And they are pointing toward the king. That's where I want to play. And see these arrows he's drawing? That's why this knight on f6 will come back to d7 right here. Knight back to d7. And we play f5. We play f5 and sometimes f4 and then g5 and g4 and bing, bing, bing. And we're attacking his king. And you say, but why am I attacking where my pawns are pointing? Well, if your pawns are pointing anywhere, they have other pawns behind them. And that means this is like your more advanced pawn, which means you have more space. It means you have more space. Look at his space. His pieces are all, my pawns are way back here. He has all this space he's controlling on the queen side. My queen side is very back and reserved. His king side, however, we are controlling squares on his side of the board. And so this is a very common theme you learn. Sometimes they'll play the knight to this square. Sometimes they'll play the knight back to e1. But the point is, then you play f5. Then you play the knight back. Black actually wins a majority of these games in the Lichess player database, so I have no idea why white would want to play it, except that it's a good surprise attack that forces black to defend. Okay, he's giving his own opinion, guys. That much I don't like, but it's okay. Same-ish variation. Same-ish, we're going to play on d5. I think we're going to play c6. No, we're going to play e6. And the same as white will castle queen side and defend the g4 square. You'll understand what white does here. Watch. d4, knight f6. What do you think we play? g6. We're playing a King's Indian defense. Bishop g7. King's Indian defense. You guys already saw this. Now we have to play this because we don't want to give him this for free. It's not scary if he does it now because we take pawn takes. We could play queen takes queen, his king can't move, and then we could play knight to the square, threatening a fork and the pawn. It's horrible for white to play e5 right here after d6. But if If we just castle and he plays e5, again, the knight has nowhere good to go. And yeah, this could be the best move, but it's not good. It's not good to undevelop your horsey wood. So, we play d6. Okay, he plays f3, reinforcing the square. This is the same-ish. And on f3, you play c5. Here's what you do. You play c5, he plays d5, you castle, and then play e6. That's like my line for the same-ish, and I have this memorized. And I have not played it in probably even on stream in a year and a half or something. But I know when they play the f3 and they push with d5, because probably about a year or two ago, I played e6 instantly. And when I looked at the game afterwards, they should let me be able to move the pieces here, guys. c5. Is the analysis board going to mess me up? No. c5, d5. Castle's a stockfish best move. Knight g e2. And then it wants a6 or e6 are equal. But that's it. That's my line against the same-ish. Then we take when we can. Knight g3. Takes. There you go. And what? Where are my pawns pointing? Where do I have space? Where are we going to play? Probably over here. Especially with this bishop wide open. So yeah. Okay, next chapter. You got to have a line, guys, for everything. 4 pawns attack is similar. The 4 pawns attack is similar. Again, you play an early e6. Watch. Yeah, Dave Joyce says, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Billy. I've been in the same position before too, but he's still there in your heart, in your head. You will always have your memories. Yeah, and he lives through you and everything that you've learned, Billy. All the good examples he gave you that you are going to spread, and is your job. You got a little bit of torch carrying to do, folks. When someone great before us leaves us, it is our job to help them live on through the good things they've done, the good examples they've shown us. And that could be a grandpa. That could be Daniel Naroditsky. You could be kind to other chess players who are trying to learn, even though you're not a grandmaster. He can live through you, through kindness and humility and teaching chess at whatever level. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing, guys. It's a real thing. Still hurts. Still sucks. What would you play in this position? d4, knight f6. Okay, c4, g6, right? Bishop g7. e4, d6. We know this now. Here comes f4, guys. f4. f4 is like the same-ish. You play c5 here, guys. This is a very aggressive move by white to exert control, building upon formation, and generally play chess. Your turn. Find the best move. You play c5 again. No! Okay, we're going to look at this. What does it want to do? I play c5 here. I do. I think I do. This is what I remember. I thought against the same-ish and the 4 pawns, you do the same thing. So it doesn't want that. So it wants me to castle now? Okay. White wants to play e5. Black can play e5 or c5 and attack white's slightly overcorrected center. So against the 4 pawns attack, he's saying you castle first and then play c5. Which is actually, wait a minute. That's what I was supposed to do against the same-ish. So I was rushing. When the pawn was back on f3 in the same-ish. No. In the same-ish, we play c5 instantly, d5, then castles, and then e6. 4 pawns attack, we castle first. And then I play c5. Let's get the analysis board. I play c5. Stockfish plays d5. And then we play e6. Attacking the center. This is all stuff I memorized years ago, guys. I had the move order a little bit messed up. But I just re-upped my 4 pawns attack game. Billy says, oh, I'll carry the torch for sure. Yeah, he was a great man who overcame every adversary. Life threw his way. Thank y'all for your kind words. Yeah, sounds like someone I know, Billy. King safety. I don't care about the king. The clown can only move by 1 square. If knight e8 is a bad move, prove me wrong. King safety is top priority, Garry Kasparov said, and you disagree. At your level, it might not be. But if you want to be good, King's safety is his top priority. Is top priority. It's just that in this position right here, White's king actually is in a little bit of trouble because he's still in the middle of the board. So White definitely wants to get castled. Yeah, and the top move is bishop e2. And then we take e5, cd5, rook e8, saying, hello, Mr. King, queen c2. No, he's just playing e5. e5, d e5, f e5 on the knight. The knight comes, attacking the pawn. Knight g4, right? e6, f e6, d6. This is equal. This is equal. This pawn is weak. This king has been opened up a little bit. The king's going to have to move to get off of these checks. This pawn is alone, but he is very far advanced. And you're just playing chess. Next chapter. King's Indian defense exchange variation. This might be the one where they trade queens and your king can't castle and it's still good position for black. It's fine. You're getting some tough matches. I bet you are, Julian. They're all, dude, every match on chess.com should be tough. If not, your rating would just go up and they would just get tough. You are amazing. Lamb Justice, thank you. You're amazing too. Welcome to the stream. Shibe, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. If you guys like chess, hit the sub button. If you don't hit the sub button. I mean, I don't want people that don't like chess to hit the sub button. You know what I'm saying? We're here to game, folks. We're here to game. We're here to play chess. What would you play in this position? D4, knight f6. C4, G6, right? Fianchetto. E4, D6. Knight F3. Castles. And then E5. Now, what if this is a classical variation, also known as the orthodox? Okay, he says something else, but I don't understand that. Next space. If he takes, he took my pawn. We take back. Takes. We take. And this pawn's hanging. Right? The exchange variation is very drawish at the club level. White has 51% win to black's 38%. But in the Masters database, it's 21% and 22%. With a 57% draw rate. Because the pawns are symmetrical. And let's go to the analysis board. You say, but my pawn's hanging. This is what I showed you guys like a half an hour ago. But if pawn takes, now if knight takes, and he takes, we take here. This bishop can't move. This rook is developed. Pawns are symmetrical. Black is equalized. This is a dead equal position. Bishop g5 attacking my rook. I don't think we can get away with this. We can. Bishop b2. Rook b1. Rook e8. Really? Takes. Takes. Castles. Knight g6. Wow. So you give up the O pair? You give up the O pair? Guys, I'm not giving up the bishop pair. Is there another line besides bishop b2? Rook d4 attacking the knight is weird. Rook e8 stepping off. But because we got to step off anyway, guys. Step off! I would just come back here. And it's still, it's equal. It's equal. Now we're looking at, now we're threatening bishop takes h2 check if he castles, and then we take the knight. Castle's long. The problem is we can't afford to get back rank mated. F6, F4, King G7. We're playing chess. It's equal. FE5 takes. And this position is considered equal. I still kind of like white. The knight is massively centralized. This is probably falling, but we're underdeveloped, guys. You know what I'm saying? Next chapter. But that gives you an idea when they play the exchange variation. This is the fianchetto. Okay. D4, we play knight f6. C4, G6. Knight f3. He's not threatening to play e5 yet. So we continue. That's the exact type of position I was talking about, where you don't need to play d6. You don't need to play d6, so you don't do it just because it's on your list of approved moves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very important that you understand that, guys. This is how people play chess at the higher level. They play accurately. They play accurate moves. Bill Stevens says, chillers, hope everyone had a happy Turkey Day. Dude, we did. I was supposed to, Bill Stevens sent me a picture of his gig. He played a gig Friday night too, of the bandstand. He said, I'll trade you bandstand pics. I went to my gig, totally forgot to send him a picture. Sorry, Bill. But we had a good gig, man. A lot of fun playing music with my good friends. So it was really cool. And then, dude, Bill Stevens, I just posted all kinds of stuff for the open mic, the Buchanan Dam Beach Club open mic reunion. I'm doing it in 9 days actually 8 days now on Tuesday. And I ran some ads on Facebook, and people are getting hyped, and people are clicking that they're going to go. I think I invited you, just in case you could make it out. He's in a different state, folks. But I'm so excited about that. Plus, I got my big gig Friday. I got my big gig Friday with Mike Dart at Hondo's in Fredericksburg with a good band. Looking forward to playing with those monsters. I got to play more this week, man. I get to play tomorrow night. I should just commit, play it. Sit down, and play for half an hour every day. I want to be sharp. What would you play in this position? You play Bishop G7 because you don't need to play D6. Okay, now you don't need to play D6, so you just castle. What would you play in it? It wants D6 now. Why? Is it D6 maybe to open up the bishop? That's better now? Is that really that big of a deal? Can I get an analysis board over here? It's trying to teach us, though, and it's probably teaching us from the opening book. What would you play in this position? Castles. I had you push the D-pawn before you castled, but you don't have to in the fianchetto variation. That's what I said. However, it is a next move if you do castle, so there's really no difference. There is a difference. There is a difference. In this position, Bobby Fischer castles and doesn't play D6. That's the difference. Okay? You don't play D6 until you have to. It's like when people play A6 to keep a knight out of B5 or a bishop out of B5, and the knight's on a square where it can't even come here, and the bishop went this way, and you're playing A6 for no reason. There's probably a better move. You understand what I'm saying? So D6 is a useful move in this setup that will come up. It will come up later, but if you don't need to play it right now, castling is better. He did this, and he said it doesn't matter. And if everyone plays the same moves, it doesn't matter. But play Hikaru, and Hikaru will. You keep making the second best move because it doesn't matter. Good luck. Bill Stevens is sick. I'll share it and tell my Texas folks. Cool, man. Cool. It's gonna be fun, dude. It's because at this club that we had a great open mic there for about 2 or 3 years. It was just there was a vibe there, and it was a long time, dude. I've been doing open mic at Brass Hall for 5 years now, even though we had 1 year off for the Great Plague. It's still been longer at my current place, and that other bar is closed. The Beach Club's closed, and anytime people talk about it, it's always fond memories. So I'm like, we should have a Beach Club themed open mic reunion here at Brass Hall, and all the guys from the Beach Club are like, I'll be there. I called my friend John Garner. I messaged my friend John, who is a great guitar player. He used to play the Beach Club with me. The same way Mark plays the Brass Hall gig with me now. He's not on the payroll. He just shows up every week, and he's like the house accompanist because it's his night out. He loves to play piano. So he comes and he plays, and it's great. John Garner was that at the Beach Club. He played guitar. He would be set. He was like Mark. Both those guys would be set up and ready to play before I was, and I'm getting paid, and they're not. It's their night off to play music. So me and John ran that freaking gig. It was my gig, but John was on stage with me almost every single night, the entire running of that gig. And at this one at Brass Hall I do now, Mark has been on stage almost every single time. If for some reason Mark stopped coming around so much, something his life changed or something, some other lead player would probably show up and take that spot because they want to play guitar, like John Garner did for me years ago. You know what I'm saying? People like to play, man. People like to play. They like to accompany. Lead players like to accompany. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good times, man. I freaking love it. Okay, next space. What would you play in this position? It wants knight c6. Wow, I would not play knight c6. I would play c5. Knight c6. Well, okay, it's showing me the moves now. Here. h3, bishop d7. Play bishop e6, really? Or bishop, okay. Is there a hint? What do you play? Where do you... Really? Okay, wait. I just brought my bishop back to every... Oh, you take the... Okay, but... Guys, if you don't know one thing about me, I ain't all about giving my bishop up for a knight for no reason, but... Takes. It wants... Knight back. And e4. Knight, and we're going to play f5. And we gave up our light squared bishop, and he can defend he can defend his king side. But look at his light squared bishop. He kind of sucks. Well, look at mine too. It kind of sucks. But guess what? We're breaking through, and we're gonna have some squares. We're gonna be able to take care of it. Hair. Analysis board. Oh, let's go back and see. Okay. Number one move in this position for Stockfish is c6 blocking. Number two move is my move, and they have the same rating. So this is the best move. The move I said. d5. I don't know if we play this. Knight d7 probably. Rook e8. Rook e1. h6. This is just slow stuff. White has a slight advantage. Knight fd2. Opening this up. He wants to push this or this. Knight a6. Coming back. Knight c3. Rook b8 or knight c7. Knight c7. I said coming back. You didn't listen to me. h3. This is just a game of chess, guys. Rook b8. Playing for b5. a4 stopping it. a6. Can he play this? Nope. He goes for El Centro. Oh, now it wants it. It wants a5. Because now if we take en passant, you probably do it anyway. No, e6 attack in the center. It's a very common thing, guys. When they push the center, we play e6 and attack it. e6, e4, he gets his space. And we're playing chess. Again, white maintained his opening advantage. But that's what we do against the Fiend Cheeto. It's not a lot different. But you can wait on playing d6 if you want, because he's not threatening e5, right? We do it. We get our setup up, but you got to attack the center somehow. c6 or c6, c6 to slow the center down, and block the bishop, or c5. To me, it's c5, and they're all equal. d5. Rook e8 seems weird to me. Equal move is b5. That's a little bit weird. See, if he takes, we take this pawn. So we get b5 in. Wow, he's playing like a Benko Gambit. This is a Benko, guys. I think this is like a Benko Gambit. It's still about equal. White slightly better. Half a pawn better. Averbach. Someone asked earlier if I knew who Yuri Averbach was. Do you remember? And I said, we're going to see his name. Because there is a central... it's either the pawn structure or the opening break idea. Snes says, while this ended up in one of the modern defense lines, just White's position looks different. Okay, hi, can I play with you? Mac, not today. Mac, how you doing, Mac? Thanks for being here on over on YouTube. Shibe said hi. McLuckchick. I will play you on Thursday. We have a tournament on Wednesday. You can come join our tournament on chess.com. We've been doing that every Wednesday for like 4.5 years now, almost 5 years. Every week. And we're doing that again Wednesday. You can come join. And then Thursday, I'll be looking at my games from the tournament from the previous day, and I will be playing the viewers. So if you want to play with me, you'll want to be here Thursday. Okay, what would you play in this position? You play knight f6, guys. It's a king's Indian defense. You play g6. You fiend Cheeto because you play g6. e4. He's going to play... We don't castle here. Remember, now that he has e4, he's threatening e5. We play d6. This, you know what he's going to do? I think he's going to push this pawn. We'll see, though. So I'm supposed to castle. Bishop G5. Is this the Averbach thing? This bishop prevents you from playing E5 as there would be a pin on your queen. Okay, if you're looking at the bishop defending the knight, play on to find out why E5 is a bad move. Because E5, pawn takes, queen takes, rook takes, and knight D5. So we got to play rook. Now, if you kill the knight, you lose your rook. Knight BD7 is the most common move, barely, but look at this. What would you play in this position? Save the rook. Yeah, this is bad. Don't play E5 in the Averbach. Play H6 or C5 or something. Ha! 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 I like this guy now. I like this guy now. Play. Wait. We castled. C6. Oh, well, it wants me to play E5 saying that's bad, and it wants to show why. Okay, so let me then go. Oh, I can't do my analysis board yet. There, takes. Knight D5. Barely. Knight takes. Rook here. Analysis board. So on Bishop G5, what does Stockfish say? My move, C5. C5. Just play C5. D5. You know the ideas about attacking the center, right? E6, DE6, Bishop E6. This is a backward pawn. I'm not loving it, but it's... White is not so much better anymore. He's going to attack my pawn. But we can come Knight C6, and we can come into this square. He doesn't want to castle yet. He wants to develop. Queen A5. Makes a Castello. Knight G4. We're playing chess here. Rook AC1. This keeps the knight out. Knight G. E5. We're playing chess. But C5. C5. He didn't get... Yeah, he said play this or that or something, but that's the idea. Play C5. Okay, great. Now here we have a game, Carlsen versus Nakamura. We'll see which one they played. Carlsen is playing the white pieces. We are on the Hikaru Nakamura's black side. Does that mean Hikaru's going to win? Oh, no, it's because we're playing King's in defense. E4, what do we play, guys? D6. Hey, we learned it, guys. Here, now, C5 is what I play here. Knight BD7 first. It works. Now C5 or E5. He plays E5. Okay. Now, if we take, we're in a... like a Maroczy bind structure, especially if we play C5 and he plays Bishop E3. Takes, knight takes, and this is what you call a Maroczy bind structure. These two pawns control the square. And you need to know how to play this. A lot of times you try and play for B5, but it's really hard to get in. And a really crazy idea is to just move the knight and play F5, even though it's structurally it's bad. At least you get to play chess. So okay, so knight G4 here, F6 back, H5 threatening to win the bishop. He comes, knight back. This is weird. And they're probably still in theory because it's only move 13. It's so weird when they allow double pawns and when they don't. And when they give up the knight for a bishop and when they don't. Ooh, black has domination down the old D file, folks. Here comes the knight. Whoa. Giving the rook. Bishop to this square. Giving the rook. Crazy. What if bishop takes? CD4 and black is better because I control all these squares. Weird. G4, knight e3, splitting. Rook FC1, defending our great world champion. And here comes D3. And now we're controlling a queening square too. Bishop B5, D2, bishop back, right? It says rook. Oh, he's on my rook. Rook D8. G5, bishop F4, crazy. King F2 attack, king. D2 threatening. Takes check. King takes. Rook G1 check, getting it out of there. King H5, crazy. Rook G to D1. Block king. And now we probably just rip it. Nope. Just come win pawns. Stockfish. Finally takes. We got our exchange back. Opposite colored bishops. Black has this massively advanced pawn, but white, let's see what we have. A check, king e2, and then probably, oh, it's a black's move, bishop e1. Kind of blocking the rook in, making life hard. And bishop e6, defending the pawn. I saw that coming. You saw me keep wanting to play it, right? Black is clearly better here. Black is clearly better here, but it is opposite color bishops, and very often this can end up very drawish. So, what happened in the game? Wow, Hikaru lost the pawn. Traded it for a B pawn. It's a draw. Nope. What? Black has 2 pawns, though. Is draw? I think because of it, yeah, and this is a win, easy win for black. Because the white king is blocked off. Guys, I've been seeing this come up a lot lately, and I don't always see it come up a lot, but lately I've been seeing it come up a lot. But the idea in the end game, if you can lock your opponent's king out of the game, then you just inch your pawn up and win. He keeps checking. Ooh, he didn't lock him out. And they just know that this is a win because of what? Rook B1. Rook D2 check. King C3. Rook D7 coming back. This pawn's coming, and the king's locked out again. Check. Of course. How do you not just push? Yeah, F2. Stockfish is dumb sometimes. But the king got locked out again. It came in, but there were tactics why it had to get locked out again. Rook A2 pinning, you just play king up. And then when he plays check, you make a queen. The game's over. Now you just gotta checkmate him. So that was cool. That was Nakamura won against Magnus Carlsen with the King's Indian Defense. There's a Lautier game. Okay, there's one more game we're gonna look at it. One more game we're gonna look at. Let me catch up. The bishop normally stays on C8 in the King's Indian Defense, and knight C3 and D5 come pretty quick for white. It does. It stays on C8 until you sack it. Until you sack it on H3, right? That's the idea. Scarlet, thank you for the follow. Twitch is on? How does it say I'm not live on Twitch? Well, there's been no comments from Twitch, so I can't be live on Twitch. I just don't understand why I'm not live on Twitch. Because I went live on Twitch. I went live on Twitch. Did I say that thing? Yeah, I'm going to shut Twitch off. turn it back on. It should go on now. I checked all the pertinent numerical values, guys. It's very mathematical being a streamer. You gotta like pay attention and stuff. It's really weird. So this is the last game we're gonna see of the King's Indian defense. Okay? Yeah, it's out for the second h3 if you can. If they play h3. Yeah, that's the idea. And they say once that bishop on c8, this bishop here, once it gets traded off, if it gets traded off for a knight or this other bishop, a lot of times the attack is over. It's like when it's here, the attack is on. When it gets traded off, a lot of times it can fizzle out. This is a nice short game. And this is draw. Joel Latier against Garry Kasparov. Latier was a great French Grand Master. As great as Garry Kasparov? No. c4, g6, e4, bishop g7. Do we have to play d6 before knight f6? We do. Because if we play knight f6, he plays e5 with impunity. Do you understand? Now, he might play something else like c5, but we'll see. d6. You guys understand? We do not want to allow e5. We don't want to play knight f3 and e5 with the pawns set like this. My knight has to move. It could get kicked around. His center is very strong. He can reinforce it with f4. You don't want to give him f5, but if you play d6, then after knight f6 and they push, you can take the queen, bring the knight, attack the pawn. Like I told you, threaten the fork. It's a bunch of malarkey. So d6. Now knight f6. f4, re-threatening. But this is the four pawns attack. And what do we say four pawns attack? We play c5. Play it, Gary. Castles first. c5. Knight a6. Not playing main line. Well, he's Garry Kasparov, so okay. Bishop b2. Now c5 maybe? Plays e5. Okay. Kasparov is playing a different line. d6. Now. Do you see a bunch of pawn breaks over here? c6 could be a really good move, actually. Knight c5 attacks. It's only defended twice, or once, attacked twice. So knight c5 is part of the move. He does not have b4 because I just take. So it's knight c5. How'd I know, guys? Guys, you just gotta learn. Now, white is threatening to play once he defends the pawn with queen c2, bishop d3, queen. How does he do it? Bishop g5. He defends it indirectly by pinning the attacker. Okay? This is very often the move in this position because it stops a4. I mean b4. It stops b4. Let's see what Kasparov does. He says unpin first. If you want to give me this, that's fine. Now you can kick my knight if you want to, and I'll just move it away. He does. Knight back to a6. Okay. And b4. Okay. Now we're just kind of watching Kasparov work. What a crazy move Latier did. This is a clearance move, guys. He says, I'm going to put a killer knight here that you're going to have to take, and then I'm going to have a protected pass pawn, but I got to sack a pawn for it. Kasparov says, nope, I'm going to kill a knight too. There we go. Now, if you take mine, then I got a protected pass pawn. This is crazy. It's too hard to follow this all. This would be a great one to have Yasser Sarawan be commenting for the beginners. Yeah. d6, and this is a draw. This game is a draw. So, but we did see the way Garry Kasparov played his King's Indian defense with playing d6 when he had to. Attacking the center. I would have played c5. He played... c5 is definitely half a pawn better than... e5 is half a pawn better than c5. But what about here? Number one move in this position is c5. The move I said. Number two move is e5. Number three move, almost a pawn, half a pawn worse, is this move. So this, I'm telling you, this was the best move in the position. This is it. d5, e6. We know that. We chomp them. We chomp them. Bishop b2, we take. He takes here, and now we continue developing. Rook e8, attack a pawn, develop while attacking a pawn. This is all very, very simple stuff. To be perfectly honest, okay, let's get the conclusion, guys. I hope you enjoyed this study. Press the heart to add it to your favorites. Press the heart. Right here. I pressed the heart, guys. The guy got the heart. Now we're going to go back one square and see if we can see it. King's Indian attack. A dragon riding king. Is that the one we just looked at? 18 chapters. That's it. So this guy named A Dragon Riding King is the one that showed us the King's Indian attack and the King's Indian defense and how they are very much similar but very much different. And if you have no idea where to put your pieces, this is a spot where you could kind of put your pieces and develop them like a grandmaster. And you were just taught a few ideas behind the opening, which is as important. Your Averbach has some endgame books. I read them. Yeah, Averbach, man. I just... He didn't write tactics for advanced players, right? That was the other guy. This is another name. This is another AV name, but it's not Averbach. This is a great book, man. Tactics for advanced players. That book was $16, guys. Freaking 35 years ago. This is written by Avruk. Oh, no! No, I was wrong. I'm afraid I'm going to break the paper, guys. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, I can show you here. Oh, can you see it? You can't see it. I can show you here. I'm just afraid I'm going to break the book. But what's the book for if you can't open it and show your friends? Yuri Averbach. Oh, wait. I'll go like this. You're like, it's okay, Charlie. We believe you. No. You got to see. Yuri Averbach, Tactics for Advanced Players. This is a pretty cool book, man. This is a pretty cool book. Art of Attack is for lower level, lower rated players. I think is probably a better book. I mean, it's a little bit different idea, but the fact is, it's very tactical and it's got a bunch of really cool tactic stuff in it. Oh wait, right back here. Okay, so now we want to get to chess.com and play some games with, not puzzles. Play daily games. The one and only Yes wants to play me a daily game. Thank you, but I do not play daily games. Play online. When I was here earlier, it wouldn't come to play online. It just did there. We're gonna play like 5-minute chess. And now we're gonna get more in. We're gonna play 3-minute. And we're gonna play King's Indian attack as white and King's Indian defense as black. Rob Mitchell says, dude, seriously, you're the best stream yet. Thank you so much. Rob Mitchell, you are welcome, dude, and welcome to my stream, man. Thanks for being here. Are you new to YouTube, or do I know you from Facebook and you've been around for like 5 years? Your name, okay, but you know, Rob Mitchell, it's not like Malukchik, who is a name I've never heard before. Welcome to my stream, by the way. I Am Justice said you are amazing. Boy, you guys stop with the compliments. I'm just over here trying to learn chess. I knew. If you guys didn't notice, I kept saying the next move before the study did, because I know that actually better than the guy who made that study, which actually makes me feel good. But he wasn't very far off. But he's like, I just had you play d6 before castles, but it doesn't matter. It's like castles is more accurate. Sorry. When reading books like Art of Attack, etc., are you following along with the board? Josh, I have, yes. I mean, I have not sat with a board and a book to study chess in a long time. I think I did 1 or 2 times since I started streaming 5 years ago, but everything is just so online right now. You know what I mean? Here's what I will do, Josh. I will watch a Grandmaster video on the Nadorf, and while I'm watching it over here on the video screen, because I'm lucky, I'm very fortunate to have 3 monitors, because this is what I do, I'll pull up another board and I'll make the moves. I'll make the moves as we go. And then I can stop the video and say, why doesn't this work? You know, what about this? What about that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I really just don't study with books anymore. There's so much content out there. There's international masters that have made bishops opening videos that way outweigh this book. This book is old and outdated. We didn't have Stockfish when this book was written. And so if I want to study the bishop's opening, I'll just play e4, e5, bishop c4, knight f6. I'll just go to that line. I'll go to the opening database. I'll see what the really high rated players are playing. Look at some of the ideas they're playing for, and use Stockfish too. Or watch a video a guy made a year ago, an international master made 1 year ago about how to play the bishop's opening. There's so many other ways than sitting with an old book. I'm sure there's newer books about the bishop opening, but probably not as new and up to date as the one you could probably write yourself, looking at the database and using Stockfish. Lois says you're amazing, Charlie. Lois, thank you. The two-time has returned. Billy, thank you for coming back, brother. Thank you for coming back, Billy. So, we're going to play, guys, if you guys were watching our King's Indian Defense, watch. I'm going to play e4 against Caro. He's going to take. Now, we're going to play g3. He can't play bishop g4 here in castles. He wants to do stuff, but there's nothing he can do. I'm going to castle, as we're supposed to. He comes here. This square could come weak, but it's fine. We're going to... The knight's not really coming, though, guys. I'm going to do this anyway. I'd kind of like to unpin, so I guess I'm going to come... He could play takes. I guess unpin? Knight c4 could be a good move, because the pawn's covered now. Knight c4, attacking the pawn, and looking at this square. b5 could be a move for him, but he just loses a pawn. That's fine, so I'm attacking this pawn, guys. Bishop takes... Okay, he defends it. Great. I'm going to come here, attacking this bishop, and the knight can come back. And head for f5. Ooh, I guess we take here first. Because this is hanging now, right? If he does this weirdness, I'm going to take this pawn. I'm going to take it. Okay, he does that weirdness. Do we take a... It's a pawn and it's a blitz game. So, yes. Queen could be a good move. He trapped it. There's no way! I can't cover this square. I could come here, he could pin it. Dude, this is so bad. I dropped it, and I gave him a minute on the clock. I'm gonna probably have to... Yeah, I could come here and trade. I could come... here, because it's just pinned. He comes... Oh, I think I had to come up to take. So did I have an option? I blew it, guys. I should have never took that pawn. That was a good move. Bishop b6 is a good move. He doesn't want it. Great. Coming to f5. Doesn't have this. The knight comes. We come back. We might double up. Definitely going to come here and then take with this pawn. And then start shoving. Taking with this pawn might be better, though. Attacking. Just block a defender. We're fine. And look at a square. Okay, and then I think we have to take with this. I really don't want to too much, but we have to. Pushing is fine. Okay. I wish I could control the square. Come here. He can come here. I gotta threaten something, guys. I'm losing on time. I'm losing on the clock. Mm-hmm. This could make threats. Play G6. This might be real threats, guys. Writing, you know, it doesn't do anything. Check. Queen takes. Yes, check. Trading queens. He's got all the time in the world, and I didn't win my piece back. Hey, man. There's no threat. He's just scared of it. Knight takes. Okay. I mean, everything wins for him. He got me on time. He had 9 seconds. I was nowhere close. Queen F7. Okay, wait. Move pawn to attack bishop. I have a few books. I just feel tedious about setup positions constantly. Yeah, you could do it on a board, man. I mean, you could do it on a computer. You could do it on a computer. There is something committal. It's like when people say, I read that book, but you didn't read the book. You listened to someone read the book for you. You did not commit any time. You did it while you were driving somewhere, while you were looking at things, not imagining what you were reading in the book. When you read a book, you have to commit quiet time, or at least focus. You have to sit down and you have to read. And it's a totally different experience. And there is some value in taking a minute to set the board up, to sit down. You're reading. You have to make sense of it yourself. Yeah, Billy, what kind of challenge you got? Bill Stevens. Because I could probably still play my openings here too. Let's do the game review, and let's see how we played the opening. The opening, it is going to say, I played like a 1050, he played like an 800. I played the opening with a check mark. Let us go to the book. E4, C6, book. We're out of the book because that wasn't the best move. That wasn't a book move. Although there's going to be in the database someone played it. It's the number one move. Okay, Stockfish doesn't like it. How come it's not giving it? Oh, yeah, no, there's a Vidit game. Oh, no, that's not Vidit. That's Vidit. But they're 2400s, 2200s, 2800s. And they play Knight F3 or Bishop C4 here. Only 2 people play this move. And this is what I was talking about needing to learn how to play the correct move instead of setting up your system. But that's what I did here. Hikaru Nakamura, we've transposed into a Hikaru game. They want H3, castles, or Queen E2, castles. Great. Vladimir Kramnik, David Navarra, top players in the world, guys. Okay. It wants h3, queen e1, queen e2, c3. Yeah, they're 2300s, 2400s. We're done with the grandmasters. They all wanted in this position to play, to get rid of this. Let me see, h3, bishop h5, queen e1. And I know this idea from the black side. Queen e1 defends the pawn, and it opens up the d file for the bishop. Or for the rook, I mean. So this is an idea where I could have done that. Now we're not even in the database anymore. White is still slightly better, and that was a game. Okay, let's see what the challenge is. See what the challenge is. Bill Stevens, are you still there with the challenge? Lois New says, pawn needed to go to g6 in the end if I remember this move from a similar trap in the tourney. Oh, yeah. Let's go back and look at the squiggler cam and see if we had a win, guys. See if we had a win. Now, yeah, there was a couple of moves. I was winning here, and I was winning here. I'm winning right here. Let's see if we can find that position. Let's come here. I'm winning here. Knight d3 is a mistake. Except I didn't see the move. G6 is a miss. You had a better way to create a pawn chain. F4? Oh, just G6. I mean F6. Because if he pushes, I come here and he's getting mated. And he can't stop it. Hey, Ayush. Biani with the 200 stars. Ayush, thank you, man. Thank you for the 200 stars. Dave Joyce for the 100 stars. And earlier on, Adam Engel for the 50 stars. The love is real. And also, Jerry Vasquez subscribed on YouTube. If you guys like chess, hit the sub button on YouTube, man. Get involved. We get the best community in the world. Bill Stevens, you pick time, 5 games, $5 per win. Bonus $2 for mate. And an extra bonus if you under promote and win. $10. It was a move later, maybe. But let's see. Here, F6 is better. I just saw that I was crashing in, but F6 is dark square thing. White is clearly better here. Instead of that move, well, it couldn't have been a move later because I already, I'm saying in this position, okay, let's see. Because I played G6. So it couldn't have been, it was in this position. So maybe here? No, it's his move. So I'm not sure when you wanted me to play it, but I could play Queen E4 here is what it wants. But G6, I played it. That was best. I'm still better. Wow. A4, and that's another thing I didn't consider, guys. A4, A5 comes with the tempo. And now this pawn's running, and the bishop controls the queening square. So this was my hope, and I didn't even see it. Womp womp. Did you ever press F while you were in a game? F. Whoa! What does it do? Is that from Magnus smashing his fist against Gukesh? But let's look at if push. He has to sack the rook. And then we're going. Well, he could take this, but then we'll get this. Queen D8. A6. I have a feeling this pawn's just going to get too far ahead. No, white is still winning. Takes. Oh, but now he could take this, and he's not getting mated. Queen F6, but here, yeah, and he's going to give up. He's going to have to give it up, but he might get the square with check though. Queen G4 check. Wow, Queen G7. This must be winning. Oh, I'm on the knight, so he has to do this. Rook A4 attacking. It's like you can already push and win the knight, but you don't even bother. You say, okay, well, I'm going to attack a pawn too. Knight b6, a7, king g7, rook a6, pinning the knight to the queen. He says, I got to take. Knight a8, rook a4, attacking the pawn. Knight e5, defending the pawn. We come here. Rook b4, we're coming here. We're going to win. Knight c6, keeping us out. Takes. The two knights are very strong, but they are made of wrong because these pawns are all connected and there's nothing else happening over here. There's no counterplay. White is winning this. Okay, guys, we're going to play 5 games from the pool. We're going to play 1-minute chess. It's okay, Lewis. No, absolutely. It's okay to be wrong. It's better to be long and lost than never to have loved at all. Like Stevie Nicks said, guys. In the song, she's a chess player. Guys, 1 second. I'm grabbing water, and we're going to do the challenge. I'm going to play 5 games of 1-minute chess from the pool. That means random people. Bill Stevens is sponsoring this challenge. For every game I win $5. If I checkmate him on the board, I get a $2 bonus. And if I under-promote and still win, I get a $10 bonus. That's very rare, especially in 1 minute, because there's not a lot of time. But guess what? We're going to do it. Give me 1 second to grab water. All right, and as a bonus, I'm going to try and play the King's Indian attack and defense if possible, all 3 games. Thank you, Bill Stevens, for the challenge. You guys ready? Wish me luck, guys. I get 5 games, and I haven't played any 1 minute today. That's going to be tricky. Play online. I'm trying to earn some bucks here, guys. Some big dollars. You ready? So if I win all 5 games, I get $25 minimum. If I checkmate on every game, I get another $10. That's $35 minimum. And if I unpromote on every game, I get another $50. That's $85 minimum. If I do it perfect, probably not going to happen perfect. We're just going to try and get in the green, guys. You ready? God, I screwed up. Yeah, it better. Get the bishop. Ha! I might get the bishop, though. I might get the bishop. That's wood. He doesn't win it, though. I could have took. I got a kick. I got a kick! Take it here. Got him on time. 21 seconds. Woo! Boy, I stayed on it, man. I lost a queen. Okay, there's 1 win. That was first game. Next game. Next game. Next game. Let's play d5. Oh, that's a blunder. Wow. Okay, maybe it wasn't. You just push. Uh-oh. Big blunder. Oh, I can't stop it. Okay, I'm losing on time, too. Queen here. He got me on time. Good thing it's not a time match, because that game took a lot of time for a loss. Is it good? Yes, made of wood. No, not made of wood, therefore not good. What if it's made of a simulated wood grain finish? That it's like you know, it lasts longer than wood. Did you guys see that? Press F. It slams. Oh, it even turns the board sideways. I didn't realize it knocked the pieces over. That's hilarious. Okay, next 1 minute, guys. We're going to play better and faster. Latvian, I couldn't play the other one. Brett. Couldn't castle. Do we double him? I don't think we do. That was bad. Got him on time. I had 5 seconds. Was I going to make him? I don't know. That's 2 out of 3. New 1 minute. Yeah. You can come here. He doesn't want to. I thought I want a piece. I thought I want a piece. He's coming here. Here. I got one. I got a mate. I got a mate. He was up 6 seconds. Okay, I got one more, and then we're going to tally up. Fine leather and pleather. I got to make chicken tikka masala versus hot dog. I don't know about that. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Eli Mansouri, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream, folks. If you're new to the stream, my name's Charlie. I play guitar, play chess. We are playing a challenge right now. It is a 5-game challenge from our own Bill Stevens. 5 1-minute games from the pool. I get $5 for every win. I get, let's see. Oh, yeah, a bonus $2 for a checkmate. Right? 5 for every win, a bonus for $2 for every checkmate, and $10 if I underpromote and win. In 1 minute, that's pretty hard to do, but that's okay. It's still a $10 bonus. It's on the table. I have locked up $17. I have 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 checkmate. The mate has to be on the board. If the guy resigns, it doesn't count. So that was good. I got one more game, guys. This decides how much we take in the challenge. Bill, thank you so much for this challenge. These are so much fun. Play online. 1 minute, start the game. It's a square. I think I'm gonna come here. Take that. He went that way. That's fine. I'm gonna come here. He doesn't have rook up. He has knight though. Okay. This is loose, right? It's defended though, so we're gonna bring another piece. You could have played queen takes. Attack. This might not have been good. What do you do? Takes. Takes, threatening mate. I have a check. Queen. Queen. Takes. Now we got wood. Rook here works, but it doesn't really. Here. Got him on time with 1 freaking millisecond. I went 4 out of 5 with one mate. That's pretty good result, man. Oh, it's Indian versus American joke. I get it. I would say it depends on if it's 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend. I might take the hot dog. If I'm all hot dogged out, I might take the Indian food. That was good. And it was made of what? It was made of a simulated wood grain finish. Breaking news, folks. The challenge was 5 games from the pool. I played 1 minute. I had the choice. $5 for every win. $2 bonus for checkmate on the board. And a $10 bonus if I under-promote and checkmated. Or under-promote and won the game. Now, if we come back, we could come where? Like, I think this is a good spot for it, right? Does this one work? Let's see if I go to my history and see how it shows up over here. It does. It shows up okay. There we go. And you can see I won 1, 2, 3, 4 games out of 5 and 1 checkmate. So do the math. 4 wins is $20. And then 1 checkmate on the board, which is a bonus $2. So that's $22. Bill Stevens, thank you, dude. Have y'all talked about the new FIDE news? What news? Learn, watch, community news. Oscar-winning chess-themed animated short War is Over released to public. That's probably not the one you're talking about, right? Holiday bots are here. That's probably not FIDE news. Gotham Chess checkmates. Yeah, Gotham Chess won his versus the world game. Abid Trusov wins again, extends lead in London. Wins for Abdu Satrov, Farouja McShane in London's 4th round. So there's a big tournament going on. Aragisi edges out Neiman to claim the 5th title. Oh, okay. Sindarov triumphs. I don't see any FIDE news. FIDE, the German says wait here. FIDE news. You got to eat some meatballs, but what is the FIDE news? I see no FIDE news. I'm in news and there's no FIDE news. Donde está news de FIDE, guys? That's Spanish. Don't try and learn it, guys. No, man. I'm going back, dude, till November 22nd. I don't see any new FIDE news. Let me come here. And then I will come here. And I will Google new FIDE news. Let me ask ChatGPT. It will be better. Is there some new FIDE news that is noteworthy? ChatGPT's gonna know, guys. ChatGPT knows all. You can't trust what it answers, though, but it might be warm. The World Cup. Did I read that wrong? Have y'all talked about the new FIDE news? FIDE's big push for chess and education. The allowance of players from Russia and Belarus to continue competing under the FIDE flag has been extended until January 1st, 2026. They're creating a new tournament, a shorter chess tournament with 2.7 million kitty. Oh, yeah, that's like the all-around world champion or something, right? They're doing that to get Magnus back in. They're doing it to get Magnus back in. They're literally making stuff for him. They're making freaking tournaments for him, and it's rude, and I'll tell you why. Because the world champion of chess is Gukesh. He won the candidates against all odds, and then he beat Ding Liren, the current world champion. I don't care. We all know Magnus is better. It doesn't matter. Gukesh won the chess world championship. They already have a rapid world champion, and they already have a blitz world champion, or a speed chess world champion, or whatever it's called. They already have that. They might even have a 960 world champion. So now we're going to make an all-around world champion? It's too much. I think it's rude. And I don't like it. Yeah, jeans, shorts allowed now? They might be. Chess is education. More chess is good. More chess is good, but I'm telling you, they're making a new world championship title just to get Magnus to come play it. Yeah, one that he can win without having to fight, having to invest 6 months of his life between preparing and playing the candidates is way too much work. He's like, I'm not doing it again. Magnus can't just not show up. I mean, what I mean is he can't just not prepare. He can't be like, no, I'm going to keep my world championship. And then when it comes, just show up and be like, oh, I got to play Ding Liren. Okay. Well, Ding's been working, man. Ding's been working. If Ding maybe wasn't having his breakdown and Magnus didn't prepare and Ding had every opening, they presented problems for Magnus and you could wear him out. It could get tired. It's entirely different. Magnus is not going to play a world championship match unless he prepares for it. And it's way too much work to prepare for it. He said, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to spend 6 months of my life to play this one match just to say I'm world champ again. I don't care anymore. It's not worth it to me. They're like, wait, we'll make this new thing. It's going to be the all-around champ where there's a little bit of classical, a little bit of rapid. It's going to be probably faster classical, not FIDE World Championship 2 hours per person classical or 90 minutes with a 30-second increment classical. It'll be like a, 50-minute classical or something. And 1 hour classical. I don't know, whatever, how fast they can make it. Then there's going to be rapid, maybe some freestyle, maybe some blitz, maybe some bullet. And whoever scores the most points across all platforms, you're the new all-around world champion. Well, what does that say about the actual world champion's title? And the blitz world championship title and the rapid world championship title? It's too much. And I think it's dumb and I think it's rude. But they're belittling the title of world champion. That's what I'm saying. They are diluting it. 45-minute classical. It's not even real chess. You can't play a game in 45 minutes per player. That's not real chess. What, they think the game's going to be over in like 2 hours and someone's going to have used their brain and their mind? It's not real chess, guys. It's not real chess. Guys, I want to thank Bill Stevens for the challenge. I want to thank Dave Joyce. Yes, Biani for the 200 stars. Dave Joyce for the 100 stars. Adam Engel for the 50 stars. I want to thank, guys, if you are watching on... If you're watching on YouTube, man, hit that sub button. Everyone doesn't have their alerts. Everyone doesn't have their alerts set, so a lot of you guys did hit the sub button. So on YouTube, I want to say thank you. Facebook, someone follows, it shows it every time. Twitch, I think it does too. YouTube, sometimes people that you have to turn on your alerts and allow them. So you could kind of chill. You'd be like, oh, I'll hit the sub. I don't have to get my alert. But just now that you guys know that, you can go in your settings on YouTube, I believe, and set your settings to public to where... No, I don't think it gives everything. It's not going to give your phone number out. But if you're watching a page and you like or you subscribe, it will go ding and say you subscribed. And then the streamer like me can be like, hey, thank you, man. So be like Jerry Vasquez, man. Hit that follow button, subscribe button on YouTube. It's free. I freaking love you guys so much, man. I am going to make some dinner and get ready for a gaming stream tonight. If you guys like what you see, hit the like button, the follow button. There is also a free sub floating around for someone. He's right. Guys, on Facebook, hit this thing. Let me look at chat. Let me look at chat if there's anybody who doesn't have a sub. Charles Keytron, you might have a gifted sub. Take a look if you're here. Everyone on Facebook is just such a tight-knit community. You guys are almost all subs, and thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. It will get dropped. It will get dropped. It will get popped, Billy. And when it does, we will remember. We will remember. We left a floater. Billy Molinix left a floater. I have a question: why they divide women and man's chess? Kind of. I mean, they don't really. They don't divide women's and men's chess. To be more accurate, Burak, what they do is they give women their own league or their own system. But women are not separated from the men. The women can play in the men's division. That's what we call an open. That's what you'll see in a lot of tournaments. They'll have a open, and then they'll have a women's. And if you want to play with the men, like Nona, Graham Schmlee/Beely did, and Queen's Gambit said she never played against men, which was a total lie, including winning or tying for first in pretty strong tournaments against very strong players, against men. Yeah. That's why she sued them for $5 million and won. But they say she won. I don't know if she got $5 million, but I think there was a settlement. Yeah. Judah Polgar, she played not against the men. She played in the open. Now, the only people in the open were men, because imagine this. You're a girl. You're rated 2,300. Yeah, you want to get better at chess, but you're playing a tournament. And if you get first prize in the women's section, you win $500. If you get first prize in the men's tournament, you win $2,000. But everyone in the men's tournament is rated 2,500, and you have no chance. So what do? Well, if you want to win some money, you also maybe your odds of becoming the men's champion or the open world champion, your odds are zero because you're just not good enough. But your odds are good enough to become like the women's state champion. And so you just play against the women. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But, you know, they say that it's, what steel sharpens steel, or iron sharpens iron, right? So it's difficult for, if you take a kid, an 8-year-old girl, and you only play her in the girls' tournaments, she's never going to be playing against the toughest competition in the world. And she will rise, even if she becomes the best woman and beats all the women. If she's the next Bobby Fischer of women, she'll be rated 2,500, and she'll be really good, and she'll become the women's world chess champion. And she'll be nowhere near the top 50 or 100 of men in the world. She can't be the women's world chess champion because she has not been fighting against the most fierce competition the entire time, right? If they have a baby, like if they have sometimes they'll have tournaments, they'll have like an under 1,800 section and an over 1,800 open. And back when I was rated 1,750, I could play in the under 1,800 section, and I could only play against people rated 1,800 and below. And there's a cash prize for that too. Why wouldn't I do that? Play against all the bad chess players, because I'm not there to win money. I want to play masters. I want to beat masters. I want to get better at chess. I want to see how bad I play from a good player. I want to feel what it's like to play the people at the next level, and I always played the open. Maybe at the very beginning I played in some lower sections, but I don't even remember it. I always played the open. Did I have a chance to win the open? No, I didn't. I always played the open. I got to play a lot of masters. I've beaten masters. I've beaten a ton of experts. 2,100s, 2,000s, that's my bread and butter. Those are the guys I want to play. If I could play people rated 2,000, 2,100 right now every day for the rest of my life, my rating would just go up till I caught up to them. Because they're the next level above me. You know what I mean? And I'm working. If I'm competing like that, I'm obviously at that point in my life, I'm working on it, working to get better. So they don't separate the women and say you can't play with the men. They separate the women in a way saying if you want to play in a women's only type event, you can. Because women, you can. There's very, very long examples of why women, as an average right now, don't play as strong of chess as men. One of the biggest arguments, which makes a lot of sense, is simply the numbers. It's simply the numbers. You know what I mean? Not as many women play chess. So it's just same thing with the mathematics, science. It's like, I think more men go into that field of study, therefore, more men have a chance to be an Albert Einstein, right? Judah Polgar was one of the very few women that played chess, and even fewer the ones that played against the men. And you know what? She made top 10 in the world. She's very, 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 very strong player. She showed it. We know women can play chess. Women just don't play chess. Not as much as men. If you got, for every, person, if more people are doing it, more men are doing it than women, more men are going to succeed. That's all. Sports are the same principle. Play against better players to become better. Yeah, everything is better. Left brain versus right brain. Well, there could be some of that too, because they don't want to admit They don't want to admit something that I could never say on stream, that maybe boys and girls are different in some ways. Maybe. A year and a half ago, you couldn't say that, or my stream would get canceled for merely insinuating the obvious. Okay. So yeah, it's possible. You know what? It's possible if you had as many women playing chess as men, dedicated, parent support, drive them to the tournaments, competing. Maybe we'd have a women's world champion. Maybe the guys couldn't compete with them because maybe in some ways they're different. But that's not why. That's probably not why. It's because if you have three girls learn how to play chess and 300 guys learn how to play chess, what are the odds of one of the 3 girls being the top rated out of those 303 people? They're very, 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 very low, right? And also, if you're not producing, if you're not getting better and seeing good results, and your parents saying, "Wow, you're really good. We should spend money on teachers," and then you can get better and better and better. That happens a lot less with girls because there's not as many of them. A whole bunch of boys fall by the wayside. I'm not good enough, so my parents don't spend money on grandmaster lessons. But somebody, because we throw so many freaking pieces of spaghetti at the fridge, a couple of guys stick, and the women don't have the numbers. That is one of the biggest things. There's all kinds of other arguments that I would rather not get into on here. Not this like controversial or anything, but people argue about this all the time. Any plans for a workshop? Yes. I have a gig Friday. I could do a workshop Saturday afternoon. Let me check my schedule. We'll announce it by tournament day. But let's start looking at Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. Saturday is a good day that works for you, right, Rhodes? Yeah, because I got a gig Thursday, but I can make Friday, but I can make Saturday. I can make Saturday at 4. Sundays I think aren't good for everybody. So yeah, we got a workshop. I said last week anyway. I'm due for a workshop, guys. We do chess workshops to our subscribers only. On Facebook, it's these people right here. On YouTube, it's the it's the member button. Hit join and become a member on YouTube. Then you can come to our workshop. Or if you guys say, man, I can't spend $5. Go to Twitch. Connect your Twitch to your Amazon Prime or your mom's or your cousin's. And then you get a free sub every month. You can subscribe to Charlie Sardo Gaming on Twitch for free if you connect your Amazon Prime to it. It's very easy. Google it. It's like 2 steps. It's so easy. You go like, oh, that was easy. And then you can sub. And I'm going to do a private stream on Saturday. But like I said, I will confirm the announcement of that on Wednesday on tournament day. And then I do a private stream to members only on YouTube, subscribers on Twitch, and supporters on Facebook. And we look at our lower rated players' games, and I will look at your game. You tell me your name on chess.com. We pull it up. We look at some of the things you're doing. We talk about it. We talk about basic things that you can just learn and start improving for right now. We learn a lot from the workshops. A lot of people have improved a lot at the workshops, and they're still doing it. Yeah, so workshop coming. Lois, you got to have a game. Lois, go play a good 15, 20, 30-minute game. Take your time, use your brain, and we'll look at it. We'll look at it on the weekend. Yeah, so I hope you understand that, right? Barack, they don't divide the men and the women. They give the women a separate tournament, but the women can still play with the men. They can. It's open. Those are open tournaments. You might have to qualify by rating, you might have to pay an entry fee, just like everyone else does. But yeah. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for a beautiful day. Hit the sub on the YouTube on the way out. Hit the follow on Facebook with the like. YouTube, you can hit the like too. And Twitch, man, hit that freaking subscribe. No, it's the follow button. Follow button on Twitch or subscribe for the workshops. Freaking love you guys. Catch you guys later. Goodbye.